welcome to a very special Twin Peaks-centric episode of the YNTAAY minis. Look, everybody, I'm wearing my Twin Peaks shirt that I got back in 1990. This thing is older than Paolo. I'm Chris Smith, and we're just so excited about Twin Peaks, which is returning for its third season. Which sounds ridiculous to say because it's been off the air since 1991. But this is considered the third season. It'll be on Showtime. It's starting May 21st. And Twin Peaks is one of my favorites. Not like Smash, but still good. We were obsessed back in the summer of 1990. I was just a small child in grade school. And we were obsessed because we were drinking coffee, eating apple pie, smoking pine Douglas firs, maybe pine trees too. And what was wonderful was this was a show that taught me that you can be as strange as you want to be when you're creating something. I always knew about creating things from watching soap operas, but this world was so bizarre, and David Lynch and Mark Frost created this show, and David Lynch really put his magic touch to it. And it was about a girl who was murdered. And don't worry, we're not going to tell you who the killer is, even though you should have already watched this, but I know a lot of you are binging now. Look, this is some of my Twin Peaks collection, by the way. And what's so funny, kids, this is how old this thing is. It's a cassette tape. It's an audio tape. And now when you play them, they actually have trouble breaking because they're so old. These are my VHS collections. Don't break into my house and steal them, please. Look, this was the movie Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me. It came out in 1992. I was never a really big fan of it. But it's so old, but I never watched the movie on VHS. Look, it's still wrapped in plastic like Laura Palmer. And I had to have it. I got it at Virgin Megastore. It was $15.99. Boy, I sure would like to have that $15.99 back now. But what's so funny, I wonder if they'll give a refund even though the store's closed. What's so funny is that summer, after the first, I think there were 8 episodes, we all poured over the secret diary of Laura Palmer to try and find a clue as to who killed her. And I read the whole thing. I read all of these things, these little unofficial Twin Peaks books, the autobiography of Special Agent Dale Cooper. I talked to the log. I did everything to try and find out who that killer was, and I still thought it was the Colonel, Bobby Briggs's father, because he didn't have anything to do. Why not? But did you know that some of my favorite characters were the most bizarre, and they really shaped my life? The log lady, Margaret. Of course, Lucy. I patterned my work ethic off of Lucy because, she was a good worker, much better than me, but strange worker. Nadine. I just loved Nadine. And, of course, Grace Zabriskie as Sarah Palmer. I've told you all that I encountered Grace Zabriskie in a theater once, and she told my friend Scott not to chew his gum. You can see an early episode called Theater Bitches. Just search for it, and you'll find it on YouTube. Now, Audrey Horne was my favorite, and we were just so hoping that she would get with Dale Cooper, but apparently Lara Flynn Boyle, who played Donna, was dating Kyle MacLachlan back in the day, and she didn't want them getting together, so they put the kibosh on this romance. And sure, she was in high school, but I think she was at least 17. Norma Jennings, played by Peggy Lipton, was so beautiful, and she ran the Double R Diner. Now, Laura was always too trashy for me, but I loved her sweet, sweet cousin, Maddie Ferguson. And She was played by Cheryl Lee as well as, you know, she also played Laura. Here's Shelley, played by the great Machen Amick. Oh, she is so marvelous. But here's the strangest thing ever. Now, I don't know if you can pick this up, viewers, but this is when Joan Chin as Jocelyn, what Josie Packer, Jocelyn was her official name, turned into a doorknob. It was really more like a little knob, a drawer handle on on this nightstand, and her soul, I guess, is stuck in there to this day. And of course, there was Leland Palmer, who's the character I most relate to because my hair turned white overnight, and I woke up and danced around my living room and sang, Mairzy Doats and Dozy Doats and little lambsy divies, a little divey too, wouldn't you? And this is the rest of the cast, which we... There's giants, there's dwarfs, there's everybody in there. Nadine's even in there somewhere. But, so if we didn't mention you, you were featured. But this show really opened up my imagination and said, it's all right to have 150 characters in a town. And my writing partner, Gio, and I, we just sort of use it as a template. When we're creating a town, we're like, well, they did it on Twin Peaks. Who ever heard of a town that has 20 characters in it? I'm sorry. And now there's going to be even more in the all-new Twin Peaks, which starts, of course, as we said, I'll cover up my address so you don't come and kill me, which starts May 21st on Showtime, and it's going to be a 2-hour episode, and there's going to be 18 new ones, so we will probably be talking about them once they start airing. But no spoilers, anyone. Don't tell anyone who killed Laura Palmer, or even who killed Annie. Okay, goodbye, everybody. See you in Twin Peaks.